So here's what I have. 3-inch line leaking, has been repaired, sort of repaired, by the handyman. They have no idea where this line comes from. There's 2 valves up here, hoping this is just the main line, but really hard to tell, so wish me luck. Well, turns out it was on the supply line for the sprinkler system. 3-inch pipe to the slope. I just finished cutting this tee out. Gonna go ahead and remove it. And I'm out of breath because I did it by hand. But we're gonna go ahead and cut this section out, or I mean remove it, and then we'll get a new section put in there. Okay, I had this tee that was leaking, 3-inch line. I went ahead and cut it out. It's still draining because there's a lot of water in there. Apparently a 3-inch tee is hard, or 3-inch union repair kit is hard to come by. So I'm gonna show you what you can do when you need to repair a pipe, big or small, and you cannot get a union. Stay tuned. Okay, and when you're doing repairs, especially this size of pipe, it's very, very important to make sure you primer really well. That's probably the actual most important step, because the primer is really what makes the glue stick and get embedded in the PVC. So I like to hit it twice because you really don't want this to come apart. Make sure you don't miss anything. You gotta hit the other side of the pipe. And I like to hit the front too. Make sure you hit the front where it's cut, that little edge. I think it goes without saying to make sure it's clean. And just hit it as many times as you feel comfortable. Make sure you get all the nooks and crannies. Stay tuned. Okay, this is what you can do if you don't have like a union, or you don't want to use a slip fix because it's a main line. So basically what you create is like a horseshoe shape, and you create it so that you have the ability to push this top piece on last. So you have some movement, right? So you create it. It is kind of a high level cut because you have to have everything pretty much perfectly lined up. As far as like the cuts on the pipes, they have to be just right. I like to have just a little bit of pressure to where it's just a little tight, because what that does is it will push those 2 main pipes, keep them tight and push them together. Well, I guess actually apart, which would push the fittings onto the pipe constantly. It'd be better that way than too short, where it has a tendency to pull them away from the pipe. But this is totally acceptable to do, whether it's a large pipe or a small pipe, totally acceptable. Okay, so this is the final product. We're gonna give it about an hour to dry, even though it says that the glue is ultra fast setting. It only needs 15 minutes, but we're gonna give it an hour just because it's such a large pipe. We really don't want any problems, so that's what it looks like. Just always look for an area of movement where you've got some flexibility. In this case, it was coming forward. There was room to push the piping in. So that's how you can fix a main line if you have no repair kits.